Hey, how everybody doing? Welcome back to the buffet. I am G, the seeker of truth, and this is Spiritual Steak. And yes, your spirit is at stake. Now, for the last couple of months, we've been going through the Bible, King James Version to be exact. That's one I got. We're going from Genesis to Revelation. We are still in Genesis. We are on chapter 29. Quick overview of 28. Rebecca overheard conversation about Isaac blessing Esau, convinced Jacob to steal the blessing. The Lord appeared to Jacob in a dream and told Jacob that he was in a great place and the Lord was going to bless him. And Jacob made a covenant there with the Lord that anything that Jacob got, that he would give a tenth to it back to the Lord. And we had discussed that that's where that 10% came from. I don't care what nobody else say. I know. I mean, where else would it come from? That's where that 10% coming from on the tithes of you giving a 10% of everything that you make back to the church. Anywho, we're moving on to chapter 29. And y'all know how we gonna do it. If you're gonna fire up, don't fire up. Actually, before you fire up, we're gonna do something that we very rarely do, but we have done before. We're gonna take a moment. Everybody take a deep breath. Clear your mind. Empty out your cup. Clean your ears. When you go to study, you gotta study like I don't know nothing. That's why I'm studying to find out. If you start studying like you already know, you're going to miss the message every time. So clear your mind, empty out your cup. You're going to fire up, go on and fire up. And let's do what we do. Chapter 29. Then Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the people of the east. And he looked, and behold, a well in the field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that well they watered the flocks, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth. And thither were all the flocks gathered, and they rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the sheep, and put the stone again upon the well's mouth in his place. And Jacob said unto them, My brethren, whence be ye? And they said, Of Haran are we. And he said unto them, Know ye Laban, the son of Nahor? And they said, We know him. And he said unto them, Is he well? And they said, He is well. And behold, Rachel his daughter cometh with the sheep. And he said, Lo, it is yet high day, neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together. Water ye the sheep and go and feed them. And they said, We cannot until all the flocks be gathered together. And they roll the stone from the well's mouth, then we water the sheep. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, Surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, Because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? And Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder daughter was Leah. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. Now, there was that bloodline thing again. Laban say, it's better that I give my daughter to you, which is your cousin. It's better that she be with you than I give her to somebody else. That ain't of the blood. That ain't a part of the bloodline. Verse 20. Verse 21, excuse me. Hold on. Where we at? Yeah, verse 20. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid for a handmaiden. Excuse me. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country, to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years. So Jacob then went down here. He done bumped into Rachel, which is Laban's son, which is his cousin. Laban is his mother's brother. And he didn't fall in love with Rachel. He go to Laban and he say, hey, Rachel look good. Let me have her. As a matter of fact, let me be your servant for 7 years. Let me work for you for 7 years. And after I am done with my 7 years, then give me your daughter Rachel. These women had to be fine. These men going through 7 years? Man, look. Hey, 7 years. 7 years. He waited for Leah. I mean, not Leah. He waited for Rachel. At the end of the 7 years, he go for his payment. He think he finna get Rachel. They done drop Leah off on him. He ain't want Leah. They say Leah was all right, but Rachel was that, you know what I'm talking about? So he like, hey, we had a deal. You told me that I was gonna get Rachel. I came for Rachel. I did 7 years for Rachel. I ain't do none of that for Leah. He tell the man, hey, in our country, the younger don't go before. We don't let the younger daughter go before we let the firstborn go. This some things that should have been established before I started working, right? Then he told Jacob, he said, but look, I'm going to give you my daughter Rachel too, but you got to give me another 7 years of service. Verse 28. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her maid. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years. So that's 21 years. Seven, that's 21 years. That man over there 21 years and fell in love with his cousin. The uncle gave him the older daughter, say you marry her first. Then gave him the younger daughter. Say now you can have the younger daughter. You did it right. Say Jacob, he was in love. So he stayed another 7 years. So he ain't love Leah like he loved Rachel though. 31. And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened up her womb, but Rachel was barren. Man. Now this man been out here 7 years working for this woman, get the wrong woman, finally get the woman that he want, and the woman that he didn't want is the woman that ended up getting pregnant. 32. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben. For she said, surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction. Now therefore my husband will love me. Question real quick. Is that what a thought came from, that a baby fixed the relationship? Because Leah knew that Jacob didn't love her. To quote the scripture, it say that the Lord saw that Leah was hated. Say the man hated her. It could be some hate there because, I don't hate you, but I didn't want you. But when she said that, say she got pregnant, and say the thought came to her that now she gonna get the love of her husband because she got this baby. So I asked, is that where the whole thought process come from? Leah? Did a baby gonna make the relationship work? Let's see how it worked out for her. Oh, 33. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, because the Lord has heard I was hated, he hath therefore given me this son also. And she called his name Simeon. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi. Now, he doing his duties, but he don't love them. And she steady bearing children, hoping that one of these kids will be the child that knocked down that wall around his heart that he got for her. Now, keep in mind, the whole time you got wife number 2, Rachel. She on the sideline, and the only thing she can do is watch because she barren. $35. And she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, now will I praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah, and left bearing. That is the end of chapter 29. And might I say, once again, we are presented with the incest, right? Once again, we are presented with the hate. But I didn't see nothing in there at that point in time. Now, that's not to say it's not going to come into fruition, but we going by what we reading today. I ain't talking about the stories that we heard and how we heard it turned out. I'm talking about from what we reading, chapter by chapter. We have not heard any negativity coming from Rachel toward Leah or Jacob due to the fact that Rachel has been left barren, just because the fact that Jacob is not in love with Leah. So would a person consider that the Lord is punishing Rachel? But like I say, this uncle, son, cousins, and the cousins and sisters. Let that sink in. My name G. I'm the seeker of truth. This right here is Spiritual State. And until the next time, y'all stay elevated.